So what we're doing now for the rest of the stream is we're going to take these 6 guys, we're going to put them in a stack, and we're going to have them queue. They get one freebie. One freebie. If they lose the first one, that's fine. They can keep going. But after that, they play until they're either too exhausted to keep winning or they lose. Yeah, I mean, if this is the last segment of the day because it goes till it ends. Like, if these guys keep winning, I'm going to keep streaming. So, yeah, it could be a long one. The record sits at 3 wins in a row. Are there only 5 links? Only 5 of them can stream?
Only 5 of them can stream, yes, sir.
All right. Okay, yeah, drag them all in. Let's get this started. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the super team. How y'all doing?
Oh god, I'm gonna have to turn off notifications.
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, if you guys have follow alerts on your streams, you may want to turn that off. But
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to.
How do I do that?
which bloke is not streaming?
That's me. I tested it earlier and it's like jumping around and everything. So.
All right, Milkman. Well, that's unfortunate. So what role are you going to be playing, Milkman? Or are you going to be playing main or flex?
Flex.
All right. So unfortunately, flex support players, you don't have anybody to watch. So, and that means I can't watch you either, Milkman. So you get no coaching during this segment either. Good luck. I hope you don't suck, because if you do, I can't help you. So how is everybody's nerves level doing? Like, how's the
Dude, my
anxiety?
heart's going at like a million miles per minute. The fact that I got chosen.
If we're talking like out of 10, dude, I'm on a solid like at least at like 11.7 type stuff. You know? Pretty high.
Dude, we're measuring this in tons.
We're measuring this in tons of anxiety. Well, you know what? Let's just roll with it and see what happens. I'll be watching on the streams, but if you guys, are you in a 6 deck?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna drag you guys into a different channel. But go ahead and queue up, and I will open up your streams. And best of luck. This one's a freebie, but play like you would normally, because I gotta see where we need to shape things up.
I don't want to play like we are normally.
Jayne, do you want me to give me?
DPS is Luna and Speedy, and then after that we've got Munched and Wildstar, and then for support we only have Shady. All right, let's lurk. Who are we gonna lurk first? Let's lurk Speedy's stream first.
I don't know why I said chat. I just know that.
You're not Jayne, man.
I meant you guys.
I need help.
He called his team chat. He's a real streamer already. Oh, they got a game already. All right. All right, let's see what they got. Let's see what they got for us. 6 stack and ranked. Oh, Milkman, definitely an Onamain.
Listen, don't look at the viewers. Focus on the game.
Yeah, I'm not looking at that.
Focus on the game, bro.
I gotta get rid of that. I don't want to see it. Sorry, chat. I can't.
They're already in game. That queue time was short.
No chat.
Imagine the worst
We're just anymore. This is an LFG. We found each other. Hit him up.
4, 3,
Don't worry, Shady. I got you.
1.
Lol.
Round 1. Capture
hands.
the objective.
They got some really low ranked players on the enemy team. Potentially 3 Smurfs on the enemy team.
Get hog. Hog.
They got purple too. Good comms though. Ooh, Law's getting the opening pick. That's big.
Rotating, I can't see you, Ren.
Yeah. Good rotation from Shady here. Shady's
My
bottom.
bears, I'm recharging it. Ash dropped. Ash dropped.
Oh, is the game cancelled? It isn't.
No, it's not.
Apparently we get
The enemy tried to Q dodge. The enemy tried to Q dodge our stack.
I have your back.
Yeah.
He'll rejoin.
Normally do.
He'll rejoin. They tried to Q dodge. Yeah, the enemy's a 6 stack. So I assume the enemy's a 6 stack?
Yeah, Hog's up top.
I mean, I like Shady's positioning here. I don't think he's going to require too much work.
I'm asleep.
Laws is popping. I like Shady's positioning. Good care. Good thing. Yeah. Yeah, he joined back. They tried for the dodge. They tried for the dodge. If you leave within 60 seconds, right, the game normally cancels, but I don't know why it didn't. Unless that changed. This is good play.
Careful, Speedy.
Oh, Speedy dropped.
Apparently not too careful.
Dragging the high ground. Laws is doing well. They really are playing Bapana. That's hilarious.
Let me know when they use bubbles.
Yeah, the longer they take, the better it is for us.
Sorry, no ally. Freeze up top right now.
Ashes main near.
I'm rotating the point.
Good rotation. Careful.
I can't see you. I can't see you.
Trying to zone himself out. Yeah, kind of wasted sleep there.
We got 80% for nothing.
Light.
Swinnable, actually, swinnable. Okay.
No, we got 80% for nothing.
Who do you want to look at, chat?
That's okay. Sorry, I thought it was winnable. Their Ashes dominate us.
If you engage with
Alright,
the
we have
enemy,
pulse
then it
for
won't
pulse to-
cancel?
We have 6 ults.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, okay.
I have
yeah,
a-
we can
You're
grab
not
grab
getting
close.
rid of
Yeah,
that.
grab close first.
Try and wait.
Let's take a look at Speedy's play here.
So before you grab.
Okay.
Yo, Hanzo, can you sonar top? That's hot. Their high ground. Yeah, sure.
Okay, what's he trying to do here? What's Speedy gonna do? His audio is a little bit
No
lower,
nade,
but
I'm gonna wait out nade.
No nade.
No hook.
Are
Okay.
you ready?
Yeah, whatever. Oh, I got the Ash.
Laws is just popping off, man.
Zarya's behind us.
Big.
There's one. There's one. There's one. Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna be seeing a lot of grav pulse combos. This is good movement too. Out of that recall, he blinked back onto the high ground. Good stuff. I think he could do a little bit more work in terms of, and he knows the like movements as well on the map, so that's good. Could help with a little bit of like pre-fight scouting and things like that, but
A little bit of healing.
we're all
shade
pretty
here.
decent so far.
Where?
Watch it. I got you.
Doesn't really need to do that until Hanzo actually looks at him, because the flick is going to be, it's unlikely that they'll get hard flicked every single time. So you can reaction blink after they look at you.
Get our confidence.
Every time, because not only is it going to be ping, it's also going to be interpolation delay. So
Just
I think it would have him. You guys found this basketball shot. We go on a 20-game win streak. Ready?
20 game. They're thinking 20 game win streak. Oh my god. I'm never going to get to sleep with this stack.
Yeah, only 19.
Oh, I got it.
You can see why the Ryan win rate is
If we go that long,
18%.
I'm gonna need to go get food.
They just eat rice.
Rip Jayne. Who needs sleep, right?
I can't even do that.
All right.
Rice is free low.
Does anyone else feel their brain growing? Yeah. Speedy looks very practiced here. Very confident. We'll have to see if he's got,
Watch their own
The thing
wall
about
right
Speedy is that he might be a little bit too cocky.
I didn't see one peeking, but they still might have one. So.
Yeah. How's his scouting doing here?
They're a Ryan hog now.
I'm gonna play in halls.
Okay, that was.
Yeah.
Linked, but
I think he knows that he made that mistake. All right. Let's take a look at Luna, who is Laws.
Oh, hog
Damn,
on,
point.
hog
Oh,
on.
hog behind. Hog
Hog
behind.
Annie, hog Annie,
He's
hog
in,
Annie.
dead.
You're on needs heals.
Take point. Take
Oh,
point.
Ash is right. Ash is right.
Let's
Mega.
go for that
Ash
soldier.
right. Mega.
Ash, right side?
where is
Ash half. Ash one.
Nice. Good try.
Hey, can I get some heals on him? Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it. That's one of the things I got to figure out is how to audio balance this segment.
Rap needs a little heal. Thank you.
There's a hog left side.
They're
Watch
just-
out.
Everyone's here. You
Hog
can
left
take
side. Hog left side.
if you want.
I'm playing right side mega, so be careful of that.
Mine's
Really
left.
back, really
Back up.
safe.
Sorry.
I don't really like this
Hug's
positioning
right.
from him.
Hug's left. Hug's left. He's going.
I know
for
he was
healers.
spooked by the enemy Ash,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
still,
Zarya.
he needs to be playing in a
left,
more
Hug's left
aggressive
on high
position to
ground.
be
Hug's
like
left,
more of a
left.
threat
Skillable,
presence,
skillable.
especially when his team is making that space for
I
him.
I have Pucker
You
down.
saw?
I have my grab.
Hog's gonna hook.
Oh, I got him in charge.
Yeah, you can grab. I'm not gonna have full.
On his one. On his one. On his one.
Ooh, the enemy Ash got that shot. They've got that first cap though. Our team's doing
Oh,
good.
each winnable.
Our team's doing very good.
Oh, I ain't heals. So just
Nice.
I'm dead. Only on it.
I don't think Hawks is going to need much attention. I think that he's
Mercy's in
probably
there. Good luck, Mercy.
he's a really good player, Hawks. So
Get this hog. Hog.
yeah. And
I think
on
they
top
gave
of this, Laws is doing this with like
Yeah.
130 MS ping. So
Avoid our supports for free wins, they say.
our supports are boosting.
Well, I don't think we'll be
Is
getting this
tilted the
sport,
enemy
sorry.
team.
Wait, so we have a 6-stack and they're not stacked. They're like a 4 and 2. That's really unlucky, actually.
I don't
for
think
them.
they even have to 6-stack against 6-stack.
Like I said,
anymore.
not gonna try.
Okay. Be ready to.
Well, that's
full
too bad. They're not
strike.
going to get much information out of it.
Take half a
Whew,
shatter.
that ping. I like
You don't
it.
even need it.
So he is
Way to
getting
give
more
up.
aggressive here. Absolutely. So
Yeah.
A big shatter.
oh, the enemy team is tilted that they ran
Oh,
into
my
this
bad, I
stack.
should've blocked that.
Maybe we did build a super team. No, I still think that
After
this team is
after
in
how
a
they've
in a
been playing,
super
I'm just,
position
like,
between
turned it down for a second.
going on a
It's like-
20 win streak and just getting utterly destroyed as long as the opponent doesn't tilt. Interesting grapple
Here,
there.
wait, just grab them.
Just go on left side.
DJ.
Ah, my god,
Alright,
the
one
ping delay
down.
there.
19 more to go.
He's
With
in.
one down, 19 more to go. All right. Well, I guess you used your freebie on throwers.
Yep.
Yeah. Interesting.
So
That was interesting.
interesting, yeah. Just some little things, I guess, to start out with. Shady, use your cooldowns a little bit, especially your sleep. Especially if you know that the opponent is using some sort of ultimate. Like you yeeted your sleeps out there trying to get really low impact sleeps, and especially when you're playing like Ryan Zarya, right? Even if you sleep a McCree on the high ground, you're not going to have any follow-up. So, the low chance of success sleep darts when they're also low impact is just a bad play. You only go for low chance of success sleep darts if the potential reward for actually hitting it is huge, right? Otherwise, just keep it, either for defense, having more options, or, as an Ana, you really do need to be ult tracking. Do they have barrages? Do they have blades? Do they have whole hogs? Do they have Bob coming up? So that's the biggest thing, especially with your sleep. Your positioning, though, fantastic. And I know that you're good about calling when you need help, but you also need to give Wildstar and Hawks more information on when they're going outside of your LOS. So just on a team-wide situation, right? Shady is a very defensive Ana player. So if you go too aggressive here, also you're not playing with a Lucio, so you could very easily overextend or get caught out and not being able to retreat, or not being caught out and not getting healed. So that's just a general point for everyone. Speedy, you're obviously very confident, but let's show up to play here.
Yeah.
So I know that you normally have fun and like to meme and everything, but let's put our try hard pants on here.
Okay.
And then one of the biggest things that you can do as a high mobility character is provide your team scouting information before the team fight is going on. You're kind of hiding in corners and looking for people to assassinate, and overall you're playing really well. But I really want you to put this into high gear, go for those wins, and between the fights, keep feeding your team information about where they should position, and make sure that you are the one calling the engagement timing, so that when you go for those backline assassinations, even if you don't get it, you'll have distracted the supports for so long that Hawks and Wildstar can just easily win that frontline fight. So you really need to be focusing on interfight positioning, where the opponent is pathing, and timing your flank so that your front line can win the duel, even if you don't get the kill and have to disengage on the back line.
Okay. So just play less aggressive, kind of?
Not less aggressive. Like, the aggression has no part to do with it. Just, yeah, I mean, like, the early fight, you got caught out just because you were lazy, right? You didn't try and dodge the hook from the Roadhog and everything like that. So,
yeah.
Just, I know you can play better than how you were playing. So, and I know that you've got some attention and people are watching in your chat, but, play to win. You can always rewatch the VOD later if it's distracting you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
The other thing, if like that Hog Zarya thing becomes an issue, I can switch Lucio and we just speed out him, because if we can't let them out sustain us, that's how the Hog Zarya comp wins against us.
Yeah, I think that even if that happens, like, I really like your Ana play, and I'm like, I don't want to add an extra variable into here because I don't know how good your Lucio play is, and like your antis are really good against the Roadhog especially. So, yeah, I would say that stick with the Ana, and then Luna for your Widowmaker. At the end, it was really good. I would just use your this happens on Tracer sometimes where people use cooldowns to get to the fight, and then they have fewer resources in the fight. You used grapple to kind of like transition a couple times. Like across the floor. That is your defensive cooldown. So if you get pushed, you need to use that to retreat. Also, I didn't see you using your Venom Mine. So it's 75 free damage, right? Even if you have just yeeted into the fight, keep using that because there's no reason not to. Or use it in case somebody does dive you. Just between that and the SMG, it can help you, or at least cause the other person to back off. And then you were doing it sometimes, but really you have to recognize that you are playing with a team that will support you, especially if you call out for help. So play as aggressive as you can, especially if you hold on to your grapple. You can retreat back to your supports or back to your tanks. But earlier on, you were playing pretty conservative. And one of the things that you can do as a Widowmaker is try and get a little bit of that crossfire, so the opponent has really nowhere that they can do to properly stabilize, get more health. Make sure that they're always under threat. Even if you're not hitting those headshots, it's hugely threatening to have a Widowmaker being on an off angle where they, maybe if they're hiding from you, they're not hiding from your BAP who's able to chip them down or something like that. So be a bit more aggressive knowing you have a supportive team, and make sure you have your grapple to return back to your team overall.
Yeah, cool.
All right. Well, that's queue up for the next one, guys. Your freebie was used. If you lose, it's over. But win streak stands at 1. All right, best of luck, guys.
Make it a 12-hour stream.
Make it a 12-hour stream. Let's go. Okay.
Want to do?
What are they gonna do now?
Yeah, let's start with this.
Yeah, just do the same thing. I
Play
think.
with what our
Kowalski, level 67 is a Smurf? Maybe. This is Diamond, not necessarily.
Yeah, sure.
If he's still in Diamond after level 67, he's probably not a Smurf.
I mean, I was mainly picking under. but
Maybe
we haven't
alts,
played the
maybe, but not Smurfs.
Well, sir, are there any off tanks that you can play?
I play Hagen's Zarya.
Okay.
If you guys want a different healer than that, just tell me.
The only
Let
off
me
tank
know.
I can play is Zarya.
Yeah, no, I play.
I wish there was a way to boost these guys' stream audio.
If you wanna
That'd be nice.
Do something else, just let me know. I can play everything but probably ball.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay. Let's see what Hawk's got here.
God, Jayne's gonna look at me this game. I'm just gonna feed my brains.
I mean, probably. He says Jane's gonna look at me. I'm gonna feed my brains out.
And no, I'll go for what it is.
Just turn the volume up past 100%.
You better have confidence.
Oh, dude, I'm just
Amazing.
flowing with it.
Chad, you're so smart.
I can hear it.
You can do it in OBS,
I think they have a Bastion.
but that would boost everything
Here's someone.
I'm going behind.
because I use a two PC setup.
Okay, I'm stupid. I am not paying attention. My bad. Sorry, I was trying to scout.
Speedy, be in it to win it. I know you can play better than this, Speedy.
Small brain.
My bad. Yeah, Widow's probably another pick here.
Back out, back out.
I can go 100.
Yeah, you can go Hanzo.
Oh, he's gonna lose his energy here. Damn, probably should have taken the tunnel.
Yeah,
Okay, they got a game. They're playing a little bit of bunker here. I mean, as long as they get some shield break here, they can absolutely demolish the Orisa shield and just mess up everybody. So I like the Hanzo
That
swap.
might be my fault.
I'm gonna Reaper, I think. I think Reaper, I can just burst the tanks.
Yeah, I agree with Speedy's swap to Reaper there.
Soldiers top.
Just push our tank slot, okay? Just try to burst your shield.
Good.
Sorry, do you have... Oh, no, you just...
Got 26 off that. That's a big energy. The hook's out of there.
Where's the low? Where's the low?
They really need to be coordinating this with actually trying to break the shield. There's Bob coming in. That Ashe already
In
has
tunnel.
Bob? Slept. That's good.
I heal.
Good body block from Hawks there to make sure that Speedy got out.
Do you have bubble here?
They really need to be coordinating, like peeking this. Either that or moving under gas stations so that Bunker can't see them, or just coordinating the peak with their Hanzo Storm Arrows to break through the Orisa's shield and force them to back off.
I heal. This one.
Hawks is trying to go for a little bit more of a solo carry playstyle here, which they can't really do in sixes. It's just not going to work as effectively.
We need to all rotate together because they're just gonna blow up me otherwise. I can
So a lot of this is going to be coordinating at the sixes levels, right?
I think we just fuck up. After tank
They're
puts
gonna
the
have
heroes,
whole
we
hogs for sure.
So there's like, somebody who was shotcalling this, you either move completely outside of their LOS or coordinate the peak and demolish their shield.
I think they have everything at this point.
Can we just play cart? Just play under the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go on.
We don't need to.
Go into gas station. Go into gas station.
Yeah, go under gas.
There, they called it. They called go under gas.
Under them, they can't
That's
really
good. They also have Grav.
Grabbing.
Got them all together. Do they have any follow-up for it?
Risa's free.
I don't think they had dragons yet from the Hanzo. It's 1-1 right now.
Risa one.
Here, should I just talk to like?
Yeah, Milkman still got it.
We can someone else.
Okay,
Watch for Hog and Mega.
let's check out main tank player. Oh my god, his stream is even quieter! His stream basically doesn't have audio! Oh, I forgot that I'm not on full screen. Sorry, chat.
They're just flanking and we're not punishing ever.
There's like, there is sound, but it's so quiet.
I feel like we should go monkey.
Okay, I do want to watch a little bit more of his main tank, so. Turn it up! I'm sorry, Chad. This is not my stream. I wish. The audio balancing is a much larger problem than I thought it would be during this segment. So they're playing Winston. This might help in order to actually contest them on the high ground, but go on the high ground, get the bubble. Behind them as well. That did help force them back. They had to use the dragon. So. Oh. I mean, they traded out, though. They got the soldier, so it's not over yet, but they also lost Laws there. This is last fight. Reaper's ulting. Is he going to find anything? Hey, Shady Tigers, they got their Orisa, so they're not out of this yet. Oh, the Mercy got the Orisa res, though. Rip. Yeah, individually they're okay, but I think that the game's you know, Hawks is the Masters player here, but again, little things like just using the grav, and it's not over yet. They could closer full hold. It seems unlikely, but yeah, definitely not playing around kind of ultimates in the strategic awareness. Not there, and they are in a 6 stack, so I assume they're going to be playing against other stacked people who might have better strategies, like Anarissa Hogs, so they're doing things like pull hooks and other things. So, all right, who are we going to take a look? Who haven't we looked at yet? Who do you want to look at, chat? You see, Moth is free agent. What? That's incredible. You want to see more Shady? All right. Tim the Tap Man. Perfect.
Do something different with Thankline?
I don't know. I really don't know. I have
Never
no idea
stop
what to do.
fighting for what you believe in.
Could play a Junkrat and just try and put pressure down.
I don't know. Then I can't contest it. I think Reaper is better. Because
Yeah.
maybe I can
I
punish.
feel like if I play...
Milkman isn't streaming,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
right.
Yeah,
Double
I'm
is.
not gonna be able to
Yeah, I
do
don't
anything.
know.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you're like contesting car, I think that should be enough.
Yeah.
For you.
Just
Yeah, we just play runs
They had a lever, though.
No, they might be coming back. They might just be resetting, but
They're
they have a
probably
lever right
coming
now.
back. I wouldn't...
Just the 4 of us, Zarya, Ryan, me, and the Ana can just stay as like a core.
Five,
and Ashe and
four.
Mercy.
Oh god.
I'm gonna sit over here on this high ground.
Ear blasting audio.
Just don't pass that. Just don't pass that corner.
you drop down here.
Stop the
Oh, they're running
pain.
Winston. They're running Winston. Stay up here.
Yeah, hold the corner. Hold the corner. There's no. You're running right in Zarya. You have no benefit of holding high ground there.
Enemy contact. You're covered.
There's that Ash
Maybe you
again.
need heals on.
Ash is on that under point. She's just taking pot shots.
Winston.
You're in a bubble.
This will help.
I need healing, Mercy.
Diva's sitting on high ground.
Yo, Hunter's pushing me high ground. Hunter behind.
Hound is free. Hound is free.
Lights up.
Hockey slept. Diva, any? You're on any heals? Diva low.
Oh, I'm dead.
Just flicker.
1 minute. They've got to win 3 more team fights, and then they can win
Play
it.
on cover.
Come on, Reaper. You got him. All right.
Go, dude.
They've got the Mercy for the res if needed. Ooh, that was almost landed that sleep.
There's
Ooh,
a-
Law's
there's
got that
a
kill though.
Hanzo, there's a Hanzo top right.
They can still do this.
I'm rotating.
Hold on, Ash. I'm coming.
Ooh, Speedy pushing
I
that
have
with that
nano.
support.
I need heals.
That's rough. Okay, they've got the nano. What other ultimates do they have? If they win this, they really got... Oh, can they res that though? I'm not sure if they can.
Take your medicine.
They did get the res, big. But Milkman traded out for it. Where's that going? Dangerous. They're gonna nano Bob?
Get in there.
Interesting. Hey, it worked.
Keep in the back.
Backline. Audio cues. Yeah. Going for the Lucio swap.
Do I need to swap the ball? I think I do.
Do we want to
Yeah.
give them another
Coming
chance?
back, Lucio.
Chat, do we want to give them another chance? It feels so
We can touch. and I can-
hollow to end it like this.
I can come back with Shatter.
No, they're not out of it yet. Oh, he's staying alive just barely. No, he's down. Oh, Speedy's still in it though.
Is all over.
No ults remaining though. The ball's coming back. Oh no, Milkman dropped. Can they do it?
Take it from the top.
Oh, fuck.
Nothing's gonna stop.
Try to call.
Unfortunate. We just got rolled.
Unfortunate. All right. Well, their record sits
Biggest
at
win streak of all.
1. 1. All right. Well, let's see what we can do here. All right. Well, certainly not optimal.
Can we get that freebie back, Jayne?
Can you get that? I haven't decided if I'm going to give you another freebie. So I think that one of the main things that you can kind of take from that, I've talked about this before, where diamonds you kind of start needing to synergize with individuals kind of on your team, as well as specifically seeking out counters, on the enemy team. Like if it means if you're a tracer, you're actually seeking out the Zenyatta, things of that variety. And if you're an Ana, you're avoiding your counter on the enemy team, keeping track of them. But once you do start getting to masters, you really need to start understanding compositions and how they work. So I think the thing that really stuck out here is that, you were going against a coordinated team that had the Orisa Hog on the high ground. So, they had individual synergies within themselves, but then they also had a composition, and that composition functions in a specific way, holding on top of gas station. So individually, each of you guys played fine, not great, but I would say passable for your ranks. But, little things like how do you actually treat it like a puzzle? How do you actually break what the opponent is playing? And when they are playing coordinated, there's some things that composition is going to be strong at and something that composition is going to be weak at. So the two options that you really had to break that bunker was you had a Hanzo, which was a great pick, right? But they only have one shield. It's Orisa, and that's kind of their main thing. So you had the Hanzo, and the Hanzo alone should have been enough in order to break the shield. So you just kind of like count and peek and then focus the Orisa shield, and they have to fuck off. The second option that you had was going underneath the gas station and just going directly outside of their LOS. You can actually do that where you can push the cart outside of their LOS, and they have to like drop to contest you, or just let them push the cart for free. So, like individually, you all did fine, but where you really failed was playing as a team. And I think that a part of this is also going to be the consideration about how the ults work together. Like you were coming up on the dragon strike there, but then Munched, you grabbed them on the high ground, and individually. If you had waited a little bit longer, you could have just comboed. And I think that's one of the things that you were doing, even in the tryouts for this, you were doing quite well, is you were doing things like grav pulse combos, but then you just completely forgot about that part. And then when things started getting rough, individually, each one of your guys' reactions was to try and carry harder as an individual, not play together as a team. And I think that this was also the case for you once again, Munch, and I apologize for focusing on you, but you're the one that I primarily watched, and it was a short game. But when things started going bad, you took a much more kind of hard carry mentality. I need to do more. I need to get kills. I need to, solo in order to make sure that we can win these fights. But especially when you get into kind of higher level teams like Grandmaster teams, if you are ever having to cover for a weakness of an opponent, of a teammate, you're like, you suck. That means I need to cover for you, right? It means that you are starting to do your job suboptimally. It's like you're not going to be able to perform your actual role. In order to try and do that, in order to try and be more of a solo carry, you have to do less of your actual job. So that's kind of what happened is all of you guys got stressed and all of you are like, I need to be the one to carry. And you had 6 people who wanted to carry and you weren't playing together against a team that actually was playing coordinated. So when things are going real bad, you need to approach it like a puzzle to be solved as a team, not individuals to try. Like you're not going to win a 1v6, and you're basically having 6 individuals trying to beat one team of 6. So that's why you guys really struggled so brutally hard on route. So if we decide to keep going, which I haven't decided yet, I think that one of the things that as this 6-stack should do is assign one person to be basically the strategic thinker, and then your default to be when things stress, how do we solve this as a team? Because especially as you guys are 6-stacked, you're going to be going against 3-stacks, 4-stacks, 6-stacks, things of that variety. But yeah, that was kind of the main thing. I think that individually, all of you guys, are fine players, certainly should be able to touch Masters on your own. But if you want to be into Masters, you're going to be playing against people. The fact that it went on for so long and nobody suggested the correct answer tells me that pretty much the thing holding all of you guys back is going to be, this game sense thing. How do compositions work? How do I counter them? Where is the crack in the opponent's armor? Because, I know that it's super cliched and it's Sun Tzu shit, but it's like, you don't fight the opponent where they're strong. You fight them where they're weak. And you got to understand where they're weak. Because the opponent is going to want to fight you where they're strong. So if you don't have a game plan, you're playing, if you don't have a game plan, you don't have a playbook, you're playing by your opponent's playbook, and that's just a recipe for defeat. All right. Well, I think chat wants an opportunity to vote, but I don't think that I have... I can't do votes without Evan here, so... I don't know, chat. Do you want to give them another chance? Do you want to give them another chance?
Vote yes.
Yes.
Vote yes. All right.
Believe in us,
I
chat.
could have played so much better. Just,
Chat is a merciful god. They have decided that you deserve
Thank
one
you,
more.
Chad.
Yes.
So who is your strategic?
in us
Who is
this
going to be
time.
your strategic caller? The person whose job is it to actually think and not just shoot?
not me, because I'm DPS.
Definitely not a DPS. Yeah. I'm gonna brain it.
Probably one of our tanks or supports. So one of
Well,
the other two
generally a
roles.
shot caller will be your main tank.
Yeah, I'm not saying
Like
shot
it.
caller. I'm not. This person is not going to micro fights.
Yeah.
Like the main thing that you're going to be. So this is like
Someone the
you know
brain.
when you were actually talking about like grandmaster level teams and things like that. There's usually one person who calls in a fight. We're not looking for one of those people. We're not at that level. What we're looking for is a person who is a strategic thinker. They're primarily going to control the conversation between the fights. So after a one fight, where are you holding? What are there's a whole list. It doesn't fucking matter what their actual job is because we're not going to get to that point during the stream. It's basically that you need one person whose job it is to just like talk between fights. If you just won a fight, how are you going to win the next one? If you just lost a fight, how are you going to win the next one? Right? Talk about ults if you have some spare brain power, but it's just the one person who keeps the team grounded between fights. That is that person's job. And if you are struggling, that's the person who is the problem solver, the strategic thinker. It's like the opponent has us countered. Fuck them. How are we going to counter them? Where is their weak point? Where is the crack that we are going to abuse in order to send them to fucking spawn over and over and over again? That person. Does anyone feel like they can take on that role?
I think I can do it.
All right, Wildstar. You're our strategic brain. You are our Sun Tzu.
Our leader.
I can
We believe in you.
I can usually keep pretty calm under these.
Okay.
Uh,
And Wildstar, can you please at least make some sort of audio come through your stream so I can watch
I
it?
don't know what's wrong with it.
Jane, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Is there, by any chance, I could take a little potty break?
Yeah, of course. For sure. Okay.
No.
Go now. Go now. I'll talk to chat. Let's do Shady then. Let's watch the Yana again.
Alright, you got this.
Do you just want me to ship in at the very end again, or do you want me to just...
Yeah, you can do whatever. You can talk during the segment as well.
Start with their building and try and stand left side. That's a jump trap, huh?
Yeah, I need.
There's a there's a mine.
They're playing Bastion. They're playing Bastion.
Orisa,
Well,
Orisa
we just talked about strategy and they're playing Bastion, so.
We're down or face
just stay
Yeah,
behind the
typically
truck,
against
don't
Bastion
go
comps,
back.
like a Zarya would possibly be swapping to like the D.Va to kind of mitigate that spam to make it easy
Yeah.
for their team to rotate in. Same thing with like having a Lucio in the comp top slot, or swapping to that Zen comp for that shield break. It depends on kind of what their strategy ends up being. They can either play spam or like really hard rush with a Matrix.
Yeah, absolutely.
Open to the right, go through the mega
So, especially if you find this, one of the best ways, especially on this composition, if you're able to drop them, like, you don't even need the Lucio. Lucio Moira is usually good to close that gap on the Bastion, whatever they go for. Again, Shady's wasting those sleeps so much. All right, I'm going to listen in.
Bastion low, Bastion half.
Kill this junker, this junker. Junker this.
Big.
Let's go top, jump
You're
on.
going to live.
Yep.
Okay, boop.
This is the Reinhardt beam.
The Orisa's on! Get the Orisa! Get the Orisa!
Yeah, the Reinhardt's going to be acting as the IGL. There's a big sleep. Ooh. The Junkrat's ulting from spawn.
There's spawn.
Nano Bastion.
She's Annie.
Oh my god.
They're going to get that, though.
Fashion drop. Killable. He's dead.
1 HP. Can I get it?
Stay on the point, stay on the point.
Well, they got it. They broke the Bastion.
Okay, cool.
Let's go, dude.
I ain't helping that.
They're coming back.
Watching your back.
Cap fast.
Okay, we have 6 ults coming up.
Can we call this Orisa? She kicked it out.
We have grab dragon.
Yeah, grab that.
I want to see if we can get a quick fire strike through a bat thing.
Yeah, we can grab dragon, okay?
I mean, they don't have a Baptiste, so that should do it.
They're far enough, far.
We need to get
Tell me when
back.
you're about high.
Yep, correctly identifying they have no defensive support ultimates, actually deciding to use ultimates of their
I don't
own.
know sleep.
Far all the way up.
Oh,
Mercy dead. She out.
Two.
Run top, top left, watch top
Taking
left.
your objective.
They're all top.
That's enough. That's enough.
Run.
Hey, they did it.
Classic drive by Bastion.
Orisa behind.
Doing the old drive-by. Oh, nade yourself. Oh, damn, so close.
Seemed like he was going for it.
They got it, though. They got it.
Okay. Much better, guys.
Yeah, very much.
Soldier 76 reporting for duty.
Score
Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good.
2-0.
We figured out how to break their comp, and we did.
I want to play, but
Aslan has pretty
We
good
just
aim
need you
for
to play
bot.
with the team.
Yeah,
at this point.
I'm worried about him going too aggressive at times and kind of not healing and not communicating when he's not healing. But
Yeah. Like communicating even when you're reloading on Ana is like pretty huge for your tanks to know
Yeah.
when they like stop pushing, for example. The
Absolutely.
biggest thing that when I was watching him is how split he actually gets from his team, and that in like a solo queue environment especially, kind of, you know, you're kind of taking up that role as Ana as like the pocketer for the tanks, like making sure Ryan stays up, and he's getting very split from that Ryan constantly.
Yep.
But he did find that kill on that Mercy that was starting to Valk there in that situation, so it ended up working out in the end. But if they had any like decent fight there and he didn't find that pick, he'd been too split, and that Reinhardt would have got top.
and then even after that, he took a really aggressive positioning without kind of proper awareness or like scouting of would that even be a safe position. Like it didn't get punished, but
yeah, after he went for anti-on to like grab, he was overextended.
for sure. All right.
Guys,
Avoid
avoid GG. Okay.
Enemy team is mad.
oh, I have my trap in.
I'm gonna throw a fire strike and spawn for China.
Moth deleted his free agent tweet. Well,
I'm top, so just be careful. I can't see you around
They
the
have
corner.
ones. They have ones.
3, 2, 1.
Bastion
Bastion ball.
Yep, Bastion. Yeah, that's a Bastion one trick. Cool.
They don't have something. Oh, I'm getting.
Ball's going to point.
We should play point. We should play point.
ooh,
I don't know, sleep.
yeah. Definitely needs to communicate his status a lot better.
It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
Bastion
They're
jump.
on us not.
What is he doing?
Are they doing Winston shield for their Bastion? That's crazy.
Weirdly enough, yeah.
Is that what they're attempting? The enemy team?
No.
Wow, okay.
They have to rotate to us. Help us, Zarya. Help us, Zarya. Help us, Zarya.
They're bashing.
Watch the fire. Watch the fire.
All half.
Oh, you know what? Good on holding the sleep. Too bad he still missed it, but yeah, and they're playing split. Like neither of their
Laws on
healers
our,
were with Laws. I think that's one of the problems that Laws has, or Luna as his stream is called, is that he doesn't really pay attention to his positioning relative to the rest of his team, which I think that like team-based awareness is something that I think
That's
every
sleep.
member of this squad could really improve.
Need help.
I can't see you. I can't see you.
Yeah, and like, oh, that's a really rough position for Shady to be in.
Reloading, reloading, reloading.
Oh, they got the threat window. He's gonna have to nade that as soon as he gets it. Yeah.
Nap time.
Big sleep.
I don't have charge.
As
for 'em.
now.
I'm just gonna hit him.
Wildstorm. Yeah. Oh, they should be able to get that. So close.
Bowen.
Might have to nano the Zarya now. Not taking enough. Not taking too much damage. That's a big nade.
Bastion Annie.
Oh, the nano got canceled.
On a low, on a net.
Brutal. Okay, let's take a look at Luna there. We got enough to talk to Shady about. Let's see what Luna's got for us.
Honest one, but I got booped off.
Oh my god. Fuck, dude.
I can hear that Luna has my stream open in the background.
No, I
Luna,
don't
pay
think-
attention to your
I don't think- We
gameplay.
don't recontest. We don't.
We just have to be able to get that far.
Yeah.
Well, people keep I feel like we're focusing on the wrong things. Like,
She's
should
gonna have
start
Barrage.
actually-
They're gonna have Barrage. They're gonna have Primal. They're probably gonna have Mine.
Unless that was you
Ball's just
forgiving. Was
going
that
in.
you?
He doesn't have
That
any
wasn't me.
support.
It wasn't you? All right. So it is
No.
Luna listening to the stream in the
I have shower,
background.
I have shower.
Main.
Yeah, ball on us support.
We're fine.
Taking the high ground.
Balls.
Good.
Yeah. Balls back right, by the way.
Got you on enough.
Balls Annie.
One more. Oh, come on. Dang. Tracing the outline of that far
They
up.
have to come to us if they want.
That's good. He's on fire. Oh, one more. Come on.
Watch the
Mine
mines.
behind you.
Watch out, Farah. She's probably gonna.
I can't see you.
Oh, she hit me in the air.
I have grab. Do you have bomb? Use safe both bombs. My
Use
grab.
ults, use ults.
Yeah.
Is he gonna bob into the mines? He's gonna bob into the mines.
Rolling the Bastion.
It's the far.
Yeah, once that fight breaks out, it makes sense to kind of like wait out the mines and like throw
we
that
touch
buffer
that shower?
out,
Yeah,
like
there
we
was
can
no
test
reason to rush
to
that, right?
Optimize the value. Yeah.
Yeah, there was absolutely no reason to rush that at all. Like, they hadn't even gotten the first tick at that point. It's the same sort of thing that happens on King's Row, right? You want to, if you're going to contest, you want to contest at, like, the last moment. Give 2 ticks if necessary so you can have more of a proper regroup. and recontest. But you know, all of these kind of like game sense things that not game sense on the individual level, but game sense on the macro strategic level. I'm actually impressed how little of it is amongst the 6-man, the squad that we assembled. You know, like when we were looking through, obviously we were picking them based off of individual skill, but it's very interesting to see kind of just collectively such a lack of macro understanding of Overwatch. It's crazy to me. It's very
And I
interesting.
can try and go for.
Oh my god, he is listening to the stream! Luna!
Yeah, I
Pay
like that.
attention.
I like that.
Oh wait, this is defense. I could try to do like a Roadhog.
This
Flaws here.
yeah.
Do you want me to Ryan then?
I
Or do you want to do
No,
Hog
I think we
Zarya?
just. I think we do Hog Zarya.
Okay.
What would you like? How do you? Because this is normally you know you can correct individual misplays, but how do you directly inject game knowledge into a team like this? Like, I'm trying to think about what is the optimal thing to tell them in order to up their gameplay in just like the 5 minutes we have between games. What would you do in this situation, Forgiving?
In this situation, I'd tell people that if you've already capped the point, there's no reason to rush it. You can give ticks. It's not a life or death. It's giving those ticks. It's better to take your time and make sure you can win the fight than take a gamble. If you're allowed to give it up, feel free to give it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a general thing when you talk to main tanks. Like some main tanks are too aggressive, right? They aren't willing to give up space, and that's like a big thing to teach them. It's about giving up ticks now and kind of like implementing that knowledge. Sometimes you just have to back up and take it slow.
Absolutely. All right.
Nice hook.
Huge.
Ana's Annie.
Is it Wildstar or Hawks playing the? Oh, it is Wildstar playing the Roadhog. Okay.
Watch it, watch it. Don't push too far out the Bastion's back.
Diva's teammate, I think.
No, not quite. Dynamite
Diva's
into
in,
bubble.
and she has no boost.
Diva, no DM, Diva, no DM.
Oh, he almost landed that shot too. Woo!
Fuck. Keep it up.
Nice.
Behind cover, behind cover.
There we go. Come on, get
I
the.
took him out of
Oh,
RP2.
okay, that was better. They're playing better. Oz wasn't hitting that many shots in the defense, but they got this. Good coach.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Can't see any go
Alright.
over there.
They still might be able to win this.
Yeah, you guys are out of LOS right now.
Can we res the hog? Ball's on point.
Can you rest Hog, Mercy?
I respond. I'll come back. I
I
have
just
wall
tuned into
hug.
Munch 'cause I
Use
was
your
curious
ults
on how
early.
you'd be playing this Zarya against the dive, like how if he's gonna be more passive for that dive to bubble like backline if they were to get Dove or like the Ashe, for example.
Yeah.
And so far that he's doing well, but a thing that I find weird about a lot of Zarya players is actually that they don't play with allied health bars enabled. I feel
Yeah,
like
I've been
knowing the
noticing that. I
HP
don't
of
think
your
any of these
target
guys
and
have it
everything.
on.
Yeah, that really helps you with your decision making, knowing if you need to give space or not. And that really helps people be more aware of what's going on in the game. I hate not seeing that on. I always
Yeah,
recommend
I
everyone
think that
turns it
every
on.
single person that we've watched on this stream doesn't have it turned on, which is crazy. Also, more craziness. Oh, well, they got it. Okay, drawable at the very least.
Nice hook, man.
Sick. Yeah.
For the next attack, let's take a look at the Zarya player. See how he's doing.
Yeah. No, the hog
That was
was the
way
call.
better.
Hog
That was
the
way
call.
better.
Why Bob there? It was
I
overtime.
couldn't do
May
it.
as well.
I couldn't get near them with Ryan with Farah Bastion. Didn't do anything. At least I can take them out of
Allied health bars on actually gives you a warning that it may impact performance. So I think it's some sort of performance issue.
Oh no, that's the one to see your teammates through like walls. and
Oh,
everything
it's
that's
that
underneath
setting. I
it.
mean, honestly, I think
Yeah.
you should both have them both on. So
It's underneath controls, underneath heroes.
Make sure
As soon as you open up controls,
when
you'll see it.
rotating, you make sure everybody can rotate.
Yeah, yeah.
is a draw a win? No, it is
I
not.
mean, if the Ryan isn't working, then we could try the the Hog.
Go
as
back.
well.
Yeah, go back to Hog. Like I said, Hog's another one of the characters I've played quite a bit of. Not just a Ryan one.
No, that's fine.
You know, I've watched Six Fly.
Sure. 6 is pretty good.
That was gross.
You know, he's a slightly good Hog player.
Yeah, he's not like he's GM or anything.
Not like he's the best dog in the world consistently, you know.
Yeah, nah. No, definitely not.
That's
You got 4.7k today, I think.
Someone's on high ground. I don't know who.
Who got 4.7k?
I swear.
Six, then.
Yo, I think I saw
Hog.
someone on high
All
ground.
right.
Be careful. I'm not sure though. Be careful.
Yeah.
We can do the rotate right through and then go to Mega. If they give it to us.
Bastion's left room, left room, left room.
Left
Watch out.
room.
I mean, we can just run him down, left room.
No, just go around him. Go top. Go top. Just go around. Go around. Go top.
Yeah,
They wasted your mentality. They wasted your mentality. They wasted your mentality.
Go around, go around.
They already got the immortality out as well.
Go, Anna, go. You need to go now.
Soldier's one.
Good that they're actually dealing
Yeah,
with
we
each
can
other
just
as kind of
push
actual
point.
teams, so.
Just go point. Literally just go point.
Playing Mega right now. Probably stay here. Stay up top. Ash.
Bastion, he's in front of the shield, he's one.
They should be able to just win this off forcing them off point.
Watch
Yeah,
out,
they
Bastion.
win.
No,
Well, good for them.
Close run.
I'm getting the mark.
They got this.
Loading.
Hog champ.
Nice, hopefully guys.
Much better.
Okay, I got
Much
one.
better, yeah.
Good job, guys.
All right.
Let's go.
Well, let's go talk to them. Well, congratulations on not sucking.
Yeah, we did way better that time.
You did way better that time. All right. Well, Forgiving, who was just watching the stream, I invited him to join. So, Forgiving is joining us.
Boy.
Do you want to start things off with what you saw of Forgiving?
So we were kind of on board with Shady off the start, and he's already like, oh, really now? Because I actually know Shady, so.
Oh, do you? That's awesome.
He was, yeah, he comes by my stream actually a lot, and he actually plays Among Us with me almost every single night. So when we're watching you on that attack, a lot of the time you end up getting very split from your Reinhardt, and you do look for a lot of DPS value, which can be good at times once if you're aware of your tanks being healthy. But your tanks actually, I think they had a drop off that top right from you taking that rotation when you didn't need to off the bat. You could have kept pocketing them to keep controlling top right onto that Bastion. That fight could have been a lot cleaner if we kind of focus on keeping LOS of our Reinhardt a lot of the fight. And then going into the second point, you were very split on the right side, and I saw you kill that Valky Mercy. And that was good aim. But in a typical fight that maybe you didn't get that lucky to see that Mercy there or something, your team would have gotten rolled on that left side in the rotation. You wouldn't be with them.
Yeah, I realized that as I was over there. I didn't hear the call out that we were going left. That's my fault. And then I
Okay.
died to the far because I was out of position. I even
Yeah,
saved
after you
myself, but I
used
was out
your
of
anti into that grab, you had to rotate back towards the health backs in general, and you rotate into the left side underneath them.
position. Yeah.
So, Jayne, you want to kind of take over with him?
I think
You
that, and not specifically on Shady, but one of the things that we just wanted to kind of lead off with is that a lot of you guys don't have some of the global settings on that are very useful. So there is a setting in your options to turn on the ability to see allied health bars, which is very important. You should turn that on. And then you should also be able to turn on the ability to see your teammates through walls. So quite a few of you guys, just from having watched your streams, don't have those settings turned on. So turn them on, I guess.
Wait, where would you go to turn this on?
It's
I don't know if
controls, and then it's underneath heroes. You'll see it right after you go to options controls.
Oh,
Which is the first
should
one
I
I
have it
opened.
as always or default?
Always.
I do always.
Always.
Oh, okay. I had it as default the whole time.
Yeah, it helps you a
I
lot
had
with
it as
Arya knowing
default.
if you need to bubble someone that's like kind of overextended. You're like, oh, they're actually like critical. Oh, I should give them it.
Okay,
Otherwise,
I
you
have
don't
it
really
on
know.
Tracer. Yeah, I just didn't have it on all heroes.
Yeah, so make sure it's on all heroes. And then just quickly, Luna, for you, yeah, words are hard. There was, my brain is completely blanking. Once again, especially with your Hanzo positioning, you got picked, but like your positioning was good, you know, in a bubble, without kind of any context about what the rest of your team was doing. Your positioning was pretty good, but you were split and outside of the LOS of both your Baptiste and your Ana. So just kind of like do a mental check before fights or before you take an engagement. You know, where are your healers? Or if I get pushed, where am I retreating to? Always kind of have a backup plan. You know, it feels like you're going in and kind of like taking a fight, and then you're like, when things go bad, you decide what to do at that point in time. So just when you're having these fights, have a plan B, know where your healers are, and that'll go along with Shady on for yourself, like Forgiving mentioned. You know, at higher elos, Anna's let their team know when they're reloading so that they can't heal. But you know, you've got this propensity to go pretty aggressive, and you know you did very well. You canceled a Valking Mercy during this match, but you didn't let your team know that you weren't doing that. So Wildstar and Munched, or Hawks, whatever I'm calling you, both of them really desperately need to know when you are not healing them, so that they can adjust their own playstyle. And as well, if you see that, like, keep a check on Laws, and if you see that Laws is playing in a way that you can't help him, let him know that. So you are kind of the linchpin here. You are the massive amounts of heals. Obviously we're playing BAP, so BAP on us, so it's a little bit differently. But normally, especially when you've got like a Mercy or a Lucio, you are the primary source of heals. And kind of even if there are going to be some situations where even if you do get that kill, the rest of your team will have died anyway. So, and then just unlucky on getting that nano canceled. What else did you see, Forgiving?
So we talked about that Bob usage on second point defense.
Oh yes,
Jimmy,
right.
and you have to be okay at times to give up ticks once the fight's kind of lost and play for that last second recontest, so you can have more numbers and have a better chance of like getting a pick. Then don't try to force it super early on and kind of like suicide or waste the ult. Wait as much as possible unless you see the freest like 2 kills of your life. Then jump on it. Obviously, you're kind of on that off angle after you're trying to kill that fair. They had mines currently on point. It's better to just wait out that minefield a little bit longer because they were currently, I think, just got their first tick, slightly maybe over. Could have waited until they're gotten like 2, almost 3 ticks, which is capping obviously, and then throw in your Bob once they hit that like 2 tick marker. Try to destroy some mines while you wait if you're not sure if they're going to expire in time, where you want to throw it at least.
This sort of thing happens a lot on King's Row, especially where a lot of teams will try and continuously stagger onto the point even before having given up any ticks. Whereas if they had kind of backed off, let the opponent gotten 2.5 ticks, and then recontested, could have recontested and got like a proper team fight where the advantage is more in their favor. Or if you did get a pick or 2 in the fight that you lost, maybe engage with advantage. So that's kind of where soft resetting comes in. So, and then with that, I think at some point we'll have to add in calling when fights are won. And if fights are won, obviously no more ultimates, or when fights are lost where people specifically get out as quickly as possible or just suicide. So.
And in these stall situations, also having like someone that's like, I got first touch, and like going 1 by 1 to try to buy as much time as possible is like a big thing as well. Like you don't want your ball and tracer to get out at the same time and start forcing all their cooldowns while they're trying to buy time for everyone else to get back. So be like, I got first touch, I got touch, or say I got touch so someone else knows they don't have to touch the second. That helps a lot.
All right, I think that's all the 2 of us got. So unless you guys have any questions, we'll jump right into the next.
Nothing for me.
But let's just hold him at first.
I don't know if this is risky, but
On attack, we may potentially need a D.Va depending on how that junction.
Fire the person in charge of buying water blues. She's a very nice lady, okay?
Can you play D.Va?
I can give it a whirl. I've played it before.
All right. Well, I'm watching WildStar. I don't know about you, Forgiving.
I'm gonna watch WildStar with you so we can kind of talk about the same thing.
Sounds good.
Hog, Hanzo. They have a Zen?
Oh, they got a Zen. Speedy's gonna have a field day. Oh, they have Hanzo. Hanzo Ryan, or sorry, Hanzo Roadhog though. Might be
yeah,
a
my
bit
shield's
harder.
broken already.
Ooh, lost
Oh,
Laws.
Junkrat's behind. Junkrat's behind.
Oh, Junkrat did the double mind flank.
Bubble down.
Oh, I messed that up. You got the Zen?
Yeah, Speedy did get the Zen. Good.
Junk low, junk low.
Just based off the Hanzo dying, the Hanzo was playing way wider off that corner than anyone else, so that's why they didn't rotate with the shield correctly in time.
Help our Ana, help our
They're
Ana.
chasing me.
we can summon this. Just try to just play slow, play slow, play slow.
That junk is just suicidal. That is crazy. Also, the Hanzo is popping.
Can either of y'all play Pharah?
Yeah, they're playing a very hard spam comp, so I'm curious to see how they kind of like
Zen,
adapt
Hanzo,
to that.
junk. So this is a good strategic problem from the to try and fix.
I'm gonna go back to spawn 1 second.
So,
I'll be
what would you do here to try and break a spam of Roadhog, Hanzo, Junkrat, Zenyatta? Because that is a crazy amount of spam.
So in general, D.Va really helps against a comp like that. So if the monkey were to aggress alone, you can just play the counter dive with that monkey and kind of get the
Yeah,
free
that's what I
pick
mean.
early. And then while you're kind of waiting for that monkey to dive in, you can minimize a lot of damage.
The Winston's up here.
On top of that, you can also add a Lucio and just kind of rush with that Ryan D.Va into the enemy team. Those are 2 easy like changes that you can make.
Hog, no hook.
What about you, Jayne? What do you do?
I don't know. Like personally, the Reinhardt, especially if they're. I mean, I know that we're playing with a Hanzo right now, unless they swapped. But like your Reinhardt, like your shield is going to be useless, really, and you don't want to be trying to take a lot of spam damage. You know, like previously, I think that when double shield was a lot stronger, you could tank the spam with the double shield. But now I don't think there's any tank composition good enough that's actually going to allow you to kind of like tank the damage long enough for it to matter. So like the Reinhardt here, I'm not sure. I'd probably do the. I might go Winston D.Va or something like that. But then especially with them having really nothing that can, they have no hit scan right now. even a
Watch Steve
Pharah,
go
if you
higher
have a
with
good
it.
Pharah,
Okay.
and I'm not sure how Pharah or how good Pharah is in the meta,
Stay on Harry
will
to
help,
grab.
or even just double
Like,
snipers,
Nano
right?
ran to the grab.
So,
I don't know if he
Let me-
because they've got a lot of squishies that they can take out, as well as the long range of like a Hanzo and Ashe or a Widowmaker can help you take down that Torbjorn turret as well.
Yeah, and also with that comp, we talked about Reinhardt maybe not being the pick. He could play that Roadhog again against that. It is somewhat viable depending on how they go about it.
For sure. Okay, so Bob's in.
Alright,
Yeah,
Bob's
like here,
in.
you know, like his
This is
DPS is
high
going to
ground.
want
I'm
the
just gonna
high
stop
ground
the
here,
garbage.
whereas he has to stay low ground to contest. So, you know, his shield is just going to be getting chipped
Winston
down,
behind,
but at the
Winston
same
behind.
time, his DPS isn't getting the value.
Fucked up really
No,
bad.
that is that Winston going to have jump? No, okay. It's still, it was like, oh man, if that jump cooldown comes up, that is going to suck. But
No, he's camping.
It's just a Torb.
Can we?
Never mind.
We can look for Nano. Stay Nano for Barrage.
Getting
Right?
back.
okay, so they did swap to Ashe and Pharah, so like good strategic decisions here. I think the only thing at this point that I would swap is the tank line, but they've got.
Yeah.
I think they both have ultimate.
Watch Widow's main on cart. Widow's main on cart.
Yeah, so they
Because
need to
even
like.
ball is viable here to displace to kind
Certainly.
of help out that fair and that
The hog is in castle.
Ashe find their value and just you're doing stuff proactively. You're forcing cooldowns, forcing
Right,
people
right,
out of
right.
position. You can actually find kills right now. Right now, he's just kind of being like a shield bot. And let's be honest, being a shield bot isn't the most fun thing, and it doesn't really do a whole lot on Reinhardt
I get
typically.
pushed away,
You
I
have
get
to be
pushed
creating
away.
space with your body as well, which you can't really do against that heavy.
And
spam
creating usable space. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, but coordinating the ults here, like both the hammer and the grav. Yeah, so
Sorry. I just
again,
saw
like
the
you know,
shatter.
big kind of macro level difficulties here. You know, like they're starting to get more of the counters, and they're diamond players, right? They know what counters what, but not at a compositional level. So
Okay.
yeah, it's like you know, they have the kind of the DPS that are going on,
Watch the
and
Widow
maybe
Beacon
like we
spawning,
don't know Munch's hero pool here, but I would definitely want to see
She
compositions
does
that have the
respond, she does
tanks and the DPS working together a little bit more closely.
They're Ryan Zarya now.
Sure.
Okay, so but the enemy team has gone on Ryan Zarya, so like they forced the opponent off of what they were planning, and I think that if they're forcing them onto something that our stack is more confident and comfortable with, then you know,
Point into our own advantage.
yeah,
now.
they're playing into what our stack is strong with. So I think that at this point it should be. Ooh, I thought he was gonna charge off there for a second.
We have Bob.
Yeah, I think
Nano,
the opponent
Nano,
fucked up by
Nano,
trying to play into our team and what our team is good at. So they should have kept trying to abuse the Ryan Zarya.
Zarya. Yep.
Oh, I need heals.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide right
Yeah, and after this, the opponent's going to stall out, their momentum's going to drop, and they'll probably tilt. So I doubt the opponent gets past this second point now that they're trying to swap
I'm gonna
into
go
our
for it.
team.
Think I can go for a flank shatter?
I think that we'll... go ahead, forgive me.
That's not a
Yeah,
good idea.
There you go. Setting up for a flank shadow here. Oh, never mind.
Nah,
Call
do
off.
it. Do it for the memes. Why no game sound? We're watching these players' streams,
Yeah, we
so
can
some of them
save
don't have
Barrage for
streams
grab,
set
save
up
Barrage for
correctly.
grab.
That's all.
I'm back.
Oh,
I
he
fucked that.
dropped it.
Juke it's high ground.
You got bubbled, though. You could counter slam. They're down 2, though.
I can't res that.
I'm jumping off. I'm resetting. Reset.
Oh, good, though. Wildstar is calling the resets.
No, we-
we should have done on cart. Let's hear them.
We can just fire out into my grab.
Yeah, it's good that they called that reset as early. They
I
did
didn't
what
wanna
we
feed
told
my-
them to
I
do.
didn't
Look
wanna-
at
I
them.
didn't
Look
wanna
at these
feed my-
guys.
That's why.
They're going to do great.
I can bubble you.
We can throw Bob out.
I'm curious on how they go about using all these ults they have here.
Yeah.
You don't want them to all kind of dump them at once, which is like a common thing that a lot of people actually do.
Junk behind.
Sorry, up
Behind,
3 now. He shouldn't be shattering for example.
Yep.
Right, no, dead.
So they did the reset,
No.
so we'll
Nice.
focus on
Good
kind of
job, guys.
ultimate usage and then calling
Yeah,
when fights are
fair.
won
Yeah,
as
four
well
hours.
as lost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll stay on the card.
It really feels like we're coaching a scrim instead of a instead of individuals.
Yeah,
but
I'm just gonna hold.
it's what they need. It's what they need to work on. So.
True.
They have soldier now.
20 seconds. 20 seconds. He's
Please make a win-loss counter for this segment. I will in the future, for sure.
They're coming through castle stairs. Can you grab them?
Curious on why he's not holding it. Like
Yeah, like there was
outside
nothing
of
for him to do,
castle
right?
instead of
Yeah,
just a sitting cart. Yeah.
taking usable
Of
space.
course,
I think
would be
is an important
sitting
thing.
there on cart then while you're sitting on that corner.
Yeah. Especially when you can retreat. They just didn't touch.
They didn't touch.
Yeah. Okay. Good
Nice
stuff.
job.
Yeah, and they did a good early reset to have that fight, but it's fantastic that the opponent kind of panic swapped into something that was more suitable for their matchup.
Yeah, but now they're on defense, and we know on defense, first point Eichenwald spam comps are actually pretty good on
True,
defense.
if they go back to
Playing
spam, this is really like I mean, but like they know that they should be playing together and problem
Puts
solving.
pressure
So
on him at
Yeah,
least-
so
at
I'm
least
confident
a
that they
switch.
can
At
actually
minimum,
do
it
that
puts
now.
pressures at least a switch.
As long
Is he just like a one-shot?
as
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Turian. We've had a 3-stack. This week is a 6-stack. I think we'll try a duo next week. But it's also going to depend on which players we get in our grab bags, so... I don't know. It'll depend week to week.
I tuned in today hoping to see my boy Curry shot. I love that, man.
He's so good. I'm so sad that Gladiators released him, but... It's okay. We'll make some content with him.
If they run a Zen again, you could always go a Sombra or something.
I just remember when I first came to PC Overwatch, like Season 4, running into him all the time, just screaming "what a sex" at the top of his lungs. Great times.
See what we're good. See what we're
I mean, if we need it, I can try it. But I've played her before.
Are you going to be a part of these? This is for YouTube members and Twitch subscribers. If you're on the Discord, during these shows, they're first come, first serve. And from now on, the shows are on Saturday. So if you see me streaming on Saturday and you want to participate in one of the segments, just check out the Discord, the Jayne category on the Elo Hell Discord, and they put a ping out requesting people to play during the stream. So. See you, Vinyl.
There's the Ash.
Okay, not spam. They're sticking the Ryan's Zarya. I think our team's got this in the bag.
Okay, push to the left. They're giving us left. They're giving us left.
I think the Wildstar, especially when he's in those positions, should be really using like right-click, left-click to look behind him, get a better idea. You know, he's doing the... He's not checking behind him. I don't think Wildstar has a good enough awareness of what actually is going in behind him, which is one of the hardest things for Reinhardt, honestly. But, you know, even quick 180s if you don't feel comfortable doing left-click, right-click. Oh, they're doing Bastion. Bastion Ryan's Zarya, though. Interesting. You know what? I don't hate it.
Bastion's up, back left.
Ooh, he got out of there. And Shady's got him.
Wait, Far, if you come back, I can get you.
I'm on board with the Fair now because Fair's a big, like, carry on this first point on Icon defense and attack, typically, playing off the tower correctly. And the first thing I kind of saw going into that fight was he got on that bottom left flank, and he immediately conked himself into the fight instead of using it as more of a flip people to secure a kill, or once he gets pressure to kind of get himself out.
You think with new Pharah, it's still best concussion used to actually like split people instead of for mobility?
I'd say it's for mobility once you get pressured, or for barrage.
Okay.
If you're not taking any pressure yet, it's not really worth using that ability. It's kind of what I still kind of think right now.
I'm gonna go left.
I don't know about
you.
I'm
gonna go right, guys.
Oh, they're trying to bait it out. Oh, they lost. Speedy was trying to go in there.
Yeah, he seemed to try to like conk boss himself in, and then he realized he messed up by conking right into the Bastion right at the start of that fight, for example.
Oh, they grabbed it though. They got. It's good they got grab out.
They used Valk.
And Valk. Okay.
Kind of missing on a lot of that team play aspect right now.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed like he wanted to conk him for that barrage, and then he could have calmed it with his Zarya.
I mean, he's barraging right now, right?
So really good barrage there, though, right there.
I mean, it worked. They got the res on the Zarya, but it still means they're up 1, right? So, ooh, but the Bastion's ulting too. He could slam that.
Push the Bastion.
Nice call. Push the Bastion.
Good, they got it. They should win this now. Okay, after we get this first point cap, we'll that Reinhardt has slammed though, doesn't he? Ooh, they slammed each other big though. And the nano from Shady. He's gonna get that Reinhardt kill.
That's a good grab.
Yeah. Okay, they got it. Let's watch Speedy. Alright, Speedy.
Yeah, that was really good.
They're double hit scan off far.
Yeah, no, I'll say for now. I almost push.
It's gonna be really hard because they're gonna have high ground here.
It depends. That Shattuck guy doesn't play. Shattuck guy doesn't play his scans, and their other hit scan's not doing it.
They're in castle. They have McCree's under bridge. Zarya's on me. Zarya's free. Zarya's free.
Okay, is that res up?
Just got wrecked.
Zarya's free.
And they got one kill.
Ryan is literally free.
Got him.
Ryan.
Low, no heals. Low, no heals.
I'm liking the Zarya calling out of them right now, actually.
Yep.
Push start.
Ooh, yeah, Speedy's gonna have trouble here against their comp, so we'll see how it works though.
Hey, wait, I wanna look for Bryce.
Nice.
Nash's bridge.
Okay, that was really stupid. That's fine though. That's whatever. I should
Just kind of had to poke for that barrage before going in for a shot barrage unless he's putting himself directly
They're
on
off the
top of
forest,
them
so
that they're
go
not
to
seeing it. If
Hexgen.
he's doing it at an angle that they're gonna instantly see him, then it's kind of
Underbridge.
too greedy to go for.
Yeah. Speedy. Oh my God, he flashed his tab like crazy. I mean, I thought I did it a lot.
They grab. There's their res.
He flashed his tab so much. Oh my God, I can't handle it. I can't handle. I can't
I
stop.
thought I flashed it a lot.
Oh my
always
God,
get told
I
not
can't. I
to.
can't handle it. I can't.
This is worse than me.
I can't handle it. I flash it a lot. Jesus.
I'm always looking to see what ults we have, then it helps me think about what ults they have. But
Same, but like he's just like tab to tab to tab to tab to tab. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Can we go up?
I'm gonna watch Luna
Watch the
instead.
Ryan to drop.
We gotta
once.
we gotta
Zion point, Zion point. We can kill her.
Oh, that could be a big one.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, that was a big
great
dragon.
angle.
huge.
What an angle.
Fars in Bastion. Fars in Bastion.
Can we kill this fine?
Oh, what? No, let's not randomly start
I was
casting.
rezzing, sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna push up the door.
We almost have grab.
Next slide, please.
Ash just.
Kill him?
Ash.
All right, we got it.
Can we kill Bob? Let's kill Bob.
I should really be taking notes. I don't know why I'm not. I took notes last week.
Run
I
Zarya,
can't keep all this
Zarya.
information in my head about what we're actually supposed to be telling them. Unlock.
That was really hard for me last week too. I didn't take any notes. I was like, wait, what did I want to say?
Grab, grab, grab.
Help me, Ryan.
Kill grab, kill grab, kill grab. Focus Mercy, focus Mercy.
Fire one.
Are they gonna win this? Oh no, their Mercy died.
We just, yeah.
No.
That's okay.
Regroup.
They keep
I always-
going in your back line. You have to help your back line. Like they're just walking past you into your back line.
We still win
Just
this.
play, yeah.
This is last fight, and we only have Bob.
I have
They
Valk.
They're gonna
Yeah,
We
we
have Bob
used
coming
ults
soon.
when we were like already losing. That was
30 seconds remaining.
poor shot.
We can't go through castle. We have to go
Yeah, they have
around.
junk. They have junk.
It's fine.
Yo, Mercy, follow me to high ground.
Yeah.
We have Bob, so we can maybe use that to switch.
Oh, yeah,
I
that
can.
we should
I
Bob
can
point.
that area is hard to wall climb.
Oh,
Okay.
that's.
Can they
very
reset
not
that?
good.
I don't think so.
Sorry, was just rotating
We don't have
past the
time, we don't
runner
have time.
during
You
that
have to
walk in, which
Yep.
was
I have
kind of
Valk.
interesting.
Oh my god, they booped him off.
For the Ash.
Oh my God, they evened it up
We need to
though.
touch, we need to touch.
Come and touch.
I got
Mercy
that.
getting the rush,
Yeah, Rose.
but we've got Valk out, and we'll almost have Dragon as well. And at this rate, we'll have our Zarya back as
Jump
well.
slow, jump slow.
Very
Annie,
winnable.
Annie.
Oh, they swapped the ball there. You got
Got
back.
it.
Got it.
Help me, Ryan.
They're all burned, they're all burned, they're all burned. They're all low.
He's almost got Dragon. They can win this.
Oh, Ryan's
No,
really low,
he's got to
Ryan's
stay
really
alive.
Oh, Zarya's
Oh, he's in the
really
pit.
one.
He's in the
Mercy,
pit.
Mercy right, Mercy right.
Oh,
Mercy
they
one,
got
Mercy
it.
one.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness, they got it.
Let's go.
Lucio,
Lucio,
Lucio.
Lucio. Yeah, nice shot.
Nice shot, guys. That
Still in
was
it.
really good.
Wow.
We're up
Okay.
to 2.
We're up to
Is
2.
that 2?
That's
Three
3 wins.
We're
3
3
wins.
to. No, we're 3.
Yeah, 3 to 1.
3 to
Think we're
1.
gonna break 3 today.
No, I mean, their official record is always going to be 1. They lost in match 2, so. All right. Well, let's get him back. Well, let's go talk to him. All right, guys. Well,
How do you like the roller coaster of emotion?
yeah, that one was. I mean, you guys all need to thank Munch for that ball play in OT, man. So
That was
Yeah,
sick.
that was clutch.
That was pure luck.
that was pure luck. All right, forgiving. Well, you actually took notes. Do you want to start us off with? With
I
this
didn't
thing?
take notes.
You didn't take notes either. Shit. I'm gonna
Okay.
take notes for next round. But where do we even start?
I think we should start with calling when fights are won. Like,
Yes.
after that barrage on the second point, when you guys were going for that last second recontest, we got like 3 kills on the fair. Like you got a really good barrage off there. And whenever we are going for barrages, I want you to start communicating a little bit more with maybe your Zarya, so you can get that bubble for barrage to make it a lot easier for you to safely cast it. And you know how going to that barrage usage, when you got into the second point, I saw you try to force that barrage because you're like, I'm not sure if I should
Yeah.
still be on this character. We're against double hit scan. You're very close to your ult. Just keep playing that poke and don't go for a conk blast aggressively in to go for a shot because they're all going to be staring at you and you're have more room for error if they're already going to be staring at you before you even have your ult.
Right.
So just be
Yeah.
a little bit more patient with it. If they're already looking at you, you're like 3 people are looking at you, you're probably not going to get it off safely.
So yeah, one thing we were trying to watch your stream, Speedy, but holy shit, you were spamming the hell out of the tab button. So
Like At the start?
No,
Right?
like in the middle of Eichenwald, you're just like tab to
Oh,
tab,
really?
tab to tab, tab.
Oh,
I was
that's
actually
really bad.
epilepsy-inducing. It was
No,
awful.
That's like a terrible habit.
I
It's so
see
bad.
Cat in Jayne's
Yeah.
chat saying.
I'm actually slightly nauseous. It was like flashing. I was like, oh god, please make it stop.
Dude, it's such a bad habit.
just open
I'll
it
just,
once.
And I
Look
assure
at
you,
what ults you
like,
have,
yeah,
and think of what else they have.
it's like
and then
it
put
gives you
away.
specific information, but it's like, please stop. You know, it's not like it's
Yeah,
gonna give you
it's
100
so
extra
bad.
SR, but it's gonna make me able to actually watch your stream.
No, but
Um,
the worst part is that I'm not even looking at the actual info. I'm just spamming the tab.
Yeah, I know. We know. We are aware of that.
I can't say much. I do it a little bit too.
But yeah,
I'm
so
so sorry.
there's like,
I
so
want
you
that.
guys had a good, you guys called when the fights were lost quite well, but again, as Forgiving mentioned, you also need to call when a fight is won so that people know when not to commit more ults. So you're still over, and this is Diamond too, so you're still
Like
over
more
ulting in
ults.
fights. And probably that's one of the things is that also in this fight, one of the fights was won, but you guys committed Grav and Hammer to it. So, you know, those ults you want to be cycling, because if you get a Grav, you can use that to charge your Hammer, and the Hammer can be used to charge the Grav. And it's like, not only is it ult economy, ult tracking, but also eventually ult cycling, is that you want to kind of rotate between kind of big combos or team winning, or team fight winning ultimate usage and combos in general. So, much better. You want much better communication. Just going into fights. I think you heard about it. Like the coach of the Grandmaster team that we had on early in the segment. That was one of the things that he was bitching real hard at his team for, is that they were ult tracking, but they weren't ult planning. They weren't like, we're going into this fight and we are going to use this fight, right? So we're still a little bit playing a little bit, like we're still playing a little bit on autopilot, in that we're not trying to go into a fight with like a plan to win it. You know, I won't use the term win condition so that Seagull doesn't mold in my general direction. But you need to have a plan that you're going to use to try and win the fight. So, and yeah, Speedy's still trying to make a few too many solo plays. You know, you want to be flashy. I know you're confident. And I know you want a helicopter dick on the opponent, but you're playing on in a 6 deck. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my bad.
Yes, it's true. yes,
I'm
it's
sorry,
true.
dude. I'm just, yeah. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's the
Exactly.
adrenaline. We'll blame it on the.
We'll blame it on the adrenaline. All right.
No, it's definitely not the adrenaline. I'm just absolutely, I'm Papega all the time. It's really bad.
Okay.
That's good though.
Well, unless you guys have any questions, I'm actually going to take the notes in the next game, so I don't have to be like, oh, what are we going to talk about? But
Yeah, I took my entire one of my notebook pages that I was gonna write notes on. Is just it says in
Oh!
big font.
Sorry.
Stop spamming tab.
sorry, chat reminded me of one thing. Shady Tigers. So sorry, not Shady Tigers. Wild Star. One of the things that we talked about is that you do a good job of taking space, but it's not always usable space. And then when you are doing kind of transitions or rotations, we don't see you either using the left click and right click to look behind you, or just quickly doing a 180. Do you do any of those very often?
I usually do it. Like, that's not. I try to do this. I usually just do a quick look. That's not uncommon that I probably should do it more.
Yeah. So a lot of these transitions could be faster, especially if you just be like, come on, like get in, or there was a few times where you were talked about like, oh, I need to hide, my shield is breaking, and then you went to go hide, but you left Laws out in the open, and then he got picked early in that fight, and that was one of the reasons that you lost. So you just make sure that you have not only a good level of information in terms of where your team is for transitions, rotations, and things like that, but also keep track of kind of what space you're taking, and is there a purpose for you having taken that space? So if you go forward and you expend resources, in order to push forward, does that make your support safer? Does that enable your DPS or your Zarya in order to do more? So you don't want to kind of extend continuously. And at the same time, when you're on defense, for example, like at the end of Eichenwald's second, right, you were standing literally on the payload, and the opponent walked through a tight doorway, a choke, for free, where you could have been swinging into it and then retreating for free as well. So sometimes you take space that's not usable, and you don't take space that is usable. So just kind of just think. Just think of the best advice a coach could
I
have.
will just
Have you
start
considered
thinking
just
now.
thinking, Wildstar? What, like, forgiving? Help me out with the phrasing of this.
So the thing that I was gonna get into him, which might kind of go into that phrasing for him, would be, working on that comms. Also, when you're taking down your shield, be like, okay, shield breaking, 3, 2, 1, like, or be like shield going down in 3, 2, 1, as you're like pathing towards the right side when you're holding on that corner, with the corner being to your right. So then, like, as you count it down, then people know, oh, I need to start moving there for him because he's going to be off that corner. So then you're helping out your team. And when Jayne was talking about recharging your shield, for example, not recharging, checking behind you. You know how when you're like shield hopping towards the corner aggressively, then you kind of get to that corner that you're safe on. Whenever you get to that corner that you're safe on, just do a quick 180. Check that everyone's rotating with you. If they're not with you, you need to just chill there a little bit longer. Wait for them to rotate to you. It's like on first point Anubis, before you go for that rotation main or left side on attack, you're gonna sit there on that wall early on by the statues. Make sure everyone's off spawn close to us. Okay, we can go now. Otherwise, you're gonna waste a lot of shields just sitting around waiting on that rotation. So, what's the thing that you're trying to get me to help you out with, Jayne?
How does he know what usable, like when to take space and will it be
usable space? So it's more so knowing what like kind of good corners are, for example, like how your comp is played, like what LOS your team wants to play. Like your team was playing that Pharah and Ashe. Do you want to like go brawl inside of Castle, for example? No, you want to hold right outside on that choke so they can easily spam up that choke. And Jayne's kind of talking about that. You have to think about what your DPS want to play into. Like, oh, I know Doom wants to do a rollout onto this bridge, for example, from top of Castle on first point Eichenwald. I want to play closer to the bridge. That's usable space. Does that make kind of sense in a way? I don't really know.
No, yeah, I kind of.
It's a really hard thing to explain because there's, it's just really hard to put specific words to. It's not like don't use your sleep. It's right. It's like there is this gigantic category of types of space. Some of them are good to take, some of them are bad to take, and occasionally you are miscategorizing which space is useful to your team, your DPS, and your off decks. It's like, normally we would want to look at examples and be like, we would, if we were to take like the time, we'd be like, you see this example, this is what, this is the space and the threat you were projecting by being here. This is why it's not useful. If you were here, this would, and like really what you're trying to do is be positioned in a way that you use fewer resources than your opponents, just as kind of like if the fight extends for a long period of time with no ults being used, no picks happening, will your resources bleed down faster than the opponents? And kind of the other way of looking at it is either resource depletion or threat projection. So kind of like, if you have a Widowmaker over time, if your DPS has a 30% chance of getting a pick and the opponent has a DPS or a chance of 30% chance of getting a pick, how do I shift that probability in my DPS's favor? So it's either resources or risk, threat projection versus resource depletion, and more consideration into kind of what the space you are currently occupying accomplishes in those two categories may help. This is like such an ethereal concept that we're trying to explain to you in like 5 minutes.
Like I quite understand what you mean.
All right, I'm glad. Speedy, I said it on Tracer. I'm going to say it on Pharah and every other single hero. You're playing as a team, so that, like, I want you to do a mental check every single time you engage. It's like, if I engage, will the opponent be able to have all 6 of their people look at me, kill me, get away from it, and then fuck up my team 5v6? If the answer to that question is yes, maybe just wait a few seconds. So
I don't know if Speedy's here.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
So, but it's like mental check. Basically, can the opponent look at me for free if I engage?
Okay.
So, because even on Tracer, you're being successful, but you're being successful even when the opponent is able to commit quite a few resources to you without getting punished by the rest of your team. And then one thing for Law is just your Dragon Strike was pog as fuck in the castle.
Sometimes, it's even worse because my recall. Sometimes I'm really late to my recall. Like I'll go to press E, and as I'm going to press E, I'll die. It's like,
happens a lot to me too. Also, Laws, you're on 130 ping right now. Are you a Euro or?
Yeah, I'm a EU.
What time is it there?
It's like 12:30. Well, past midnight.
Not that bad. All right, forgiving unless you have anything else, let's get into another game.
Let's get into another one.
All right, it's gaming time.
Yeah, it's gaming time. I don't know what it is, but I'm actually slightly nauseous, and I'm gonna blame Speedy's tab menu. So if it keeps getting worse, I might have to end stream on.
So another team play aspect that we could kind of get into is like that Mercy playing that Lucio at the start and doing that little speed boost at the start of the round, or DPS doing the sim TP as well if you were already playing the Lucio.
A lot of just like spawn room tricks and things of that variety.
Just to get a control point quicker, especially if you're trying to hold point, for example, so your Fair can get that spam easily onto it.
I'm gonna take notes.
Cause I'm gonna go so fast.
170 thing.
Okay, never mind.
It's just a good thing. Either way, it's good to see you, brother. Thanks, Ty. I appreciate it. It's good to see you as well.
They have a widow?
Widow.
Oh no.
She's one.
Oh,
we need
rotate. Yeah.
Well, this is going well.
Tracer.
Yeah, the fact that they keep trying to rotate and after the Widower got 2 picks is the interesting part.
They have
Yep.
3 Smurfs.
Oh, focus on the game. Doesn't matter if they have Smurfs.
Stay.
Just rotate right
Oh
side.
my god. No, we need to get a point. We need to.
Okay, Laws is gonna match on Widow.
Wait, are you not?
We should go. We have to go
And I
straight.
know you talked to them about playing into like the weak points on their team.
Yeah.
A lot of people get really tunneled on the Smurf and trying to outplay the Smurf, and if it's someone that's kind of smurfing, they're probably mechanically kind of better than you all the time. So it's like kind of exploiting those weaker points on their team. Like maybe their tank line's really bad, you want to exploit that then instead of trying really hard to counter that one player.
I don't know. I just feel like we're having trouble just walking to point.
Same sort of thing. Like if they're playing Widowmaker, right? You know, if you manage to get to point, you know, Lucio, speed to point, stay out of their sight lines, then just force them to come to point. The only people you're fighting against are, you know, the non-Smurfs, the people who actually have to try and contest you. So
Should I swap up there?
it's good that they're starting the strategizing though. We had assigned Wildstar to be their IGL, so you know, it's like, you know, they've got a good Widowmaker. Doesn't matter if they're a Smurf. You don't want to kind of psych yourself out or assume that they're unbeatable. But definitely have to figure out kind of what is your game plan to win.
In general, against these like ball hog comps, dude, a lot of people will lose to this comp actually because this is a comp that's trying to force you into these 1v1s, and if you try to take that 1v1, these are characters that really excel at that fight that you don't want to push them alone. You want to just keep playing as a team. They're trying to split you. Don't fall into that trap.
Yeah, and Laws won the Widow duel, so they could get the flip here.
Nice.
Each popping off.
Good shatter.
I have nano. Push him.
Laws popping. Ooh, nanoed.
On this one.
I think I got ball.
I'm pretty sure that Widow's cheating.
Yeah, teach them about a threat assessment is still a thing here. Like after the shatter, the run kind of chased to the outer side of point against like a ball comp in general, which is usually not a great thing to go
I don't
for.
think his aim is walls.
Ooh, wow, this Widow.
It doesn't look like he's cheating.
I mean, he pre-fired me when I had walls and he didn't. Like, he just absolutely clapped my cheeks.
Can we stall?
I'm coming back.
Never mind.
It's like even if their Widow might be better than yours, for example, you can be countering them. They have double sniper mercy. They have a hard advantage in that Widow fight. It's better for you guys to just take swaps to kind of dive them as a team if need be.
Yeah,
like we're still staying on this Ranzar. We could be making a lot of swaps. We could be going like a ball comp ourselves.
Yeah.
Be swapping that Winston Diva.
And regardless, the discussion on whether or not the Widowmaker is cheating, even if you're discussing that instead of how to win, it's like so it's a waste of space, a waste of breath.
Okay.
Would you prefer to do something? I can play like. What would you like to do?
Who can you do?
I can play anyone, but I would say ball.
Let's watch Luna. He's going to be taking that Widow duel more, so maybe we'll get a sneak peek on how the enemy. Well, or no, they're playing Reaper, so we'll see if the enemy Widow gets a kill cam for us to look at.
Oh, ball is over there watching for boot.
Ball's coming in.
Ignore him. Just keep on.
Spot Widow. Can we spot her? Widow's on the right.
Okay, that's Widow's just so
Oh,
There you go. Widowmaker hit a body shot.
I'm gonna dive onto it in 3. Never mind. Oh shit, where is she?
dude, I can.
Fucking game is lagging.
She's right side.
Oh, you didn't call where you were diving.
Yeah, I didn't know where the.
Okay, there's a little bit of a misconception it seems for this like Winston Diva like Reaper Lucio Mora comp on like hard diving something that instead of just hard speeding onto something with holding matrix on them to kind of make it safer for your Reaper and everyone to push. So a lot of people would play this comp very brawly and not very hard divey.
Okay. Going back to the Widowmaker here. Try and contest him.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go on a Suda maybe.
Right room.
The Widow, Ash is on bridge.
Widow's down main, like in the middle.
Oh, I thought he had that shot.
Okay, dude.
In general, trying to force that Widow into double sniper Mercy ball.
Monkey's behind us.
Probably not gonna be the smartest decision, honestly. It's kind of playing into their team's strengths instead of their weaknesses that we've been talking
I don't know
about.
what we did.
Grown with the bass. Thanks for the 10 gifted subs, my dude. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream, and congrats to the 10 guys who got the subs. Doesn't it seem like fun? With you, with that brand new sub, you too could be facing off against a Widow Smurf in comp. Appreciate it, dude, though. Thanks for the support.
Yeah, I can't see the rest now.
They have no rest.
What is
Try to
that,
clear dives,
man?
Let me see this
Where's
kill
she?
Yeah,
cam.
low kill
Yeah,
cam
she's
here.
back
Yeah.
there.
Oh, he
Monkey,
skipped
monkey,
it!
And he
Monkey
skipped it.
killable, monkey killable.
I have coalescence.
I'm just gonna dive into the middle of them with my primal.
Okay.
Oh, that's huge.
Ooh,
huge.
laws!
It's a huge pick. Watch ball. Watch ball.
Yeah, they don't have rest for it too. Yo, Ash free, Ash free, Ash free.
Ash.
Ball.
Ball on point, ball on point.
Give me
Ball on point low.
Monkey low. Monkey low.
They're not out of this yet, ladies and gentlemen.
Ball.
Soon, but not yet.
We just
don't
need
play at LOS very much so, if you can help it.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Where
is she?
I didn't know she was out far enough.
That one was he didn't get the right angle. Mispred.
Yeah, he thought he was catching him off spawn, but he already had gotten out of spawn to the other angle. So.
I got pooped into it. That was really bad.
Oof.
I don't know, man. They're just better
Okay, Speedy can touch.
Wait, are the 3 low-level players on the other team unlocked?
Yeah, Monkey can touch first.
Okay, tell me if you can, because I
All
can.
behind us.
Yeah, I
No,
can
ignore
touch
him. Ignore him. Ignore
Oh,
him.
I need heals, Once he needs heals.
Oh, I thought for sure that was a mercy kill.
5 seconds. I got you, Widow.
I'm putting pressure on them from
That's
behind.
half.
They're looking at me. They're all looking
Don't
at
get
the
loose.
bridge.
You eat if you need to.
Oh, you jumped out of it.
I'm putting pressure on their Widow. Putting pressure on their Widow. Anna.
Honest
On a low. Got her.
I got this.
Mercy
What's
half.
the Mercy?
Ash.
Mercy's rezzing.
Call tigers. Where's Widow?
Hey, what is that?
Okay.
The rush is point.
Balls half.
Going for health back.
Anna.
Pops outside.
Oh, he got him
Nice
again.
Mercy.
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 One. Mercy.
Got her.
Oh, I didn't mean
Ball
that.
half by one. Ball really low. Feather's shield zone.
Nice, Laws.
Ball dead.
Laws
Yeah,
is
they
turning up here.
Okay, do not peek whatever you do.
Yeah, I'm good. She might try and grapple though. I'm scared, man.
Here,
So
I can
thing
body
that could
block
be
for you.
common, for example, once they hear walls, is walls on that blank percent because each percent is 1 second. Walls last for 15 seconds.
Actually,
It kinda
that's
helps
wrong.
Know when it's actually.
I didn't
that's
realize
wrong?
it, but 1 tick is 1.2 seconds.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
I got corrected on that a while back, and I had misunderstood that for a long time. But it's actually 1.2 seconds or
Okay,
something.
well, thanks for
middle.
informing me on that.
Watch out, monkey behind.
I got Mercy.
What is far right?
Mercy one.
Yeah, Widow's in white.
Widow one. Oh, Mercy low.
This Widow, dude. Both their DPS are just so good.
Yeah, that's just straight smurfing, man.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's whatever.
I don't think I can touch.
Well, it sucks. It sucks that that's the way that we.
Yeah.
That's really stupid.
Is it?
But whatever. Okay.
I should double check that, but I'm like 90% sure that I corrected this on a while back, and it's 1.2 seconds per capture percentage.
Yeah.
Well, that's an unlucky one to end it on, but I had to go anyway. So.
Dude, imagine
All
being
right.
so bad.
Hello,
Yikes.
friends. Well, your win
That's a
streak ends.
yikes.
Your win streak
Oh.
ends.
That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
That
That's
is-
a
Do you guys
tough
have
way
a?
to
Do you
lose
ever?
it,
Do one of you guys have a
but
replay code? Chat wants to look at the Widow.
Yeah, sure.
She
The
was
Widow also
cheating,
said I was
but
wooling.
I don't think there was cheating. It was definitely just felt like.
I think it was either
smurfing
just
hardcore.
walls or they
Yeah,
were
that Widow said I was cheating
It
as well.
felt like
which
a
is-
stack that was smurfing.
I'll send replay code. One sec.
Yeah, I got it. I'll just put in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just put it in chat for us. All right, but
It's so
well,
weird.
well, hopefully, guys, that helped. But good plan, all of you. So good.
I
Yeah.
tried to think of ways to go around it.
To go around what?
Play better.
Just
Sure,
like
Team
pressuring
Test.
from different angles with the hog and the Winston, trying to just put pressure on different points.
Yeah.
I was
I
trying
mean,
to trying to do what you said, be the strategic one.
I was just,
That
I
Widow
kept,
is so
I
slow.
kept complaining about the Widow and the Ash. Not like the whole game, but like just like I would like complain when I die. I would like get a little upset when I died. But I was honestly just like, I wasn't like using my blinks effectively. Like, sometimes I just blink straight at them, or I just wouldn't even blink. I just walk in a straight line.
And I know it can be difficult to have, a strong mental in these situations where they have one Smurf, one cheater, 3 Smurfs, whatever the hell it is, right? But, even in those situations, if you're discussing, is the Widowmaker a cheater, or, oh my god, this Widowmaker is good, neither of those things help you actually beat said good Widowmaker. So,
Yeah.
and it also really doesn't help your mental or your attitude, right? If you are like, oh, they're cheating, then mentally, that's like that you have given yourself permission to give up. Really, that's what's happened. You're like, there's a reason for this loss that is about to occur, instead of being like, convincing yourself that we can still win this, right? And one of the things that Forgiving was talking about is that, again, look for that crack in the armor. It's like, not everyone on their team is a Smurf. Is there one person that you can just abuse, and then a Smurf is a lot easier to beat when they only have 4 teammates, not 5. So, like, keep fighting, keep struggling, always believe it's winnable. Don't give yourself permission to give up. So,
Yeah, my thing was I was trying to focus down. The reason I went hog was trying to focus down the Winston, who I thought was their weakest link.
Yep.
So to try if we could get the tanks out of the fight as quickly as possible, we could just put more pressure on them.
Absolutely.
And their tanks were just taking space.
Mhm.
They were just because they were just being bodies. They weren't doing anything. So my goal was to try and remove said bodies from the way.
And Forgiving, you had something you wanted to share about the difference between rushing and diving, right?
So it's like when we got to that first map, we had multiple different ways that we could, figure out what we could do correctly. It seemed like we really were tunneling on trying to take those duels initially. Off the first fight, 2 people died to Widow instantly, and you guys still try to rotate in towards point, which most people would just be like, okay, we gotta just re-strategize here, back up, figure it out. We're not gonna win this fight 4v6. They have a Widow, they have double sniper. Where do they excel? Playing out in the open main on that first map on Night Market. But if you go coast, you have that risk of that ball. But if you found that ball as like a weak link, for example, could you counterpick that Sombra, play slow, wait for him to kind of come in, feed, rush main, as together all playing behind shield? It's like you got creative trying to get yourself in a position to LOS them, but you weren't thinking about also going to the point at the same time and playing point, which is where that double sniper comp kind of falls short. Could you outplay them by going that sim comp and TPing point then as well? There's a lot of different counterplay that you can think about still.
Okay.
And then when you are going to play dive, for example, against comp like that, it's your dive priority, obviously. When you're playing that, what Jayne's talking about, that I was actually talking about, you're playing the Winston Diva, Lucio Mora Reaper comp off the bat. And it seemed like you went for a hard dive off the bat. That comp is all about playing very, very brawly, actually, and not hard leaping in, going for a hard commit typically. It's all about brawling, using your cooldowns to hard push with that Reaper. So if you got to a point and then you had your amp, you hard amp around that corner into someone, holding DM and just running over them. That's the goal of that comp. So it's kind of identifying how to play certain compositions once you're in that spot. And that's something that, you just got to work on over time.
And chat's looking through the replay viewer, and they do think the Widowmaker is cheating. So make sure you do the community a service and give that a solid report. So.
Yeah, I already reported them. Took care of that one.
All right, perfect.
That's just
In my defense, I killed her a few times.
You did though, and some of those shots, there was a couple grapples where you actually just fragged. So it's definitely give that a report. So, but yeah. All right, well that's the end of the segment. What was your guys' end record? 3-2 or?
3-2.
Yeah, 3-2.
Same as last week.
Yeah, same as last week. Can anyone beat the 3-2 record? I'm not sure if it's doable. So it is impressive the amount of Smurfs and cheaters that we have run into in these two win streak segments.
Yeah, that was like the worst game I've ever had in terms of like smurfing players. Like that was bad.
Yeah,
Like
that's interesting.
Yeah, like I had a game where I had two DPS smurfs, and I was able to like compete with them and actually win that game. But this game, it's just the double sniper with the Mercy pocket was just too much.
It almost felt like they were boosting that Mercy.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, they were in a 4-stack.
When you have a boosting stack like that, what they do is that there's probably like 1 or 2 people who have paid to boost. Like boosting companies, they're efficient with their time, so they'll be boosting multiple accounts, and then the accounts that aren't being boosted, they will boost in order to sell. So it's like probably all of those accounts are illegitimate, but.
Yeah,
that Mercy hasn't played at all, and he's now 3,400.
Yeah. I think the funniest part is that the Widow is just flaming me and Lowe's the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, part of boosting,
so
if you can get the enemy to tilt and give up, it makes boosting a lot easier, right? So like, it's the metagame. In the same thing that if like in the same way that I'm really encouraging to my team and try and prevent them from tilting and preventing them from arguing and keep them focused and things like that. Like if I wanted to climb it would absolutely increase my win rate to flame and tilt the opposing team. Is it like ethical? Not really.
Not really.
Like, have you seen Dogman?
But it absolutely would increase my win rate to tilt the enemy team, right? And so it's like that's one of the things that the opponent's going to try and do. They're going to try and tilt you. They're not actually assholes, most of them. They're metagaming you, and so he's like, you shouldn't let that get to your mental.
Yeah. I question mark him back, and then I was like, okay, after that, I'm good. That's all I needed to do. And I hit chat. I was like, dude.
I didn't even bother to look at chat. It's not worth my time, especially when you're in a 6-stack. There's no point.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. But
it's
I
never
just thought it
gonna
was
help
kind
you.
of funny, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, it was fun though.
I had a ton of fun.
learned a lot.
This was a really good learning experience.
Yeah.
I feel like I can take a lot.
Oh, I'm glad.
I wish we had gone for longer, so I could get
Maybe
more
you should have
advice,
won more then.
but-
You should have been better.
Just
next
be
time,
better.
I'll be the Smurf. Easy.
Next time we'll have the cheating.
Yeah,
please don't toggle on during my streams.
Sorry, Jayne.
We're gonna see him in the
Gotta do
next
what you gotta
game
do.
stream, and he's just gonna be hitting every shot. And then
Dude, you gotta do what you gotta do.
All right.
Have you not ever had that happen to you, Jayne? That you just get sent a VOD review and then you're watching that person's perspective. You're
I
like,
have
they might be
not had a
cheating.
cheater submit a VOD
That's
review.
happened to me twice already.
It has not happened to me.
Well, there you go, cheaters.
That's
Submit
gotta
a
be
VOD.
Please don't do that, even as a joke. But